All right, let's do it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to your absolutely favorite podcast. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Welcome back to Riffin With Griffin. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Riffin With Griffin. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Riffin With Griffin. Once again, we're doing it well. Instead of sitting behind my desk, I'm sitting over here in the Riffin With Griffin side of the room. I want to thank everybody for watching. If you please subscribe, share, like, do all that stuff. I game every day on Twitch, so make sure you check out Erik Griffin Gaming. And I do have more guests and stuff coming in the future. But as always, thank y'all for watching. Riffin With Griffin. All right, whatever. I think, is that like your favorite part of the podcast? Is that I do that part live? People tell me that all the time. They're like, oh, you got to keep doing it when you don't do it. You got to do it live. I got to get my iPad. There we go. So I got to have my iPad for some of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about today. But anyways, welcome back to Riffin With Griffin, y'all. And let me see. Where is it? Okay, yeah, here's some stuff I wanted to talk about. So I got it right here. All right, so first, let me just say this. You know, the podcast, you know, I had Santino on last week. And I don't know why, but we just get into it, and then we just start talking about stuff. It just politics comes up because that's the nature of where we are right now. But I'm promising you on this episode, I've decided, like I said, you know what? We've had enough politics. So I'm only going to talk about one thing, and that's just the inauguration. You know, fucking Bernie Sanders was the hit of the inauguration. You guys notice that? Like all those memes. I even did one. You have it's on my Instagram right now where I have Bernie sitting over there, and I'm doing the Riffin With Griffin intro. So the inauguration, it is what it is. You know, I don't what happened to all the protests that were going to be in 50 states, and there was going to be people at every capital protesting. Nada, nobody was there. Nothing happened. It was also boring as hell. Look, I hope Biden is a better president in terms of like what he actually does than he is a speaker, because he is not a motivational speaker at all. I mean, Clinton was asleep. It's crazy. So, but, you know, we'll see what happens in the future for that. And, you know, as I said, this is the only thing I'm going to talk about this episode about this. Like, listen, if there was ever a president that had, say, his own justification or whatever reason not to show up to the inauguration because he didn't want to be embarrassed, or he didn't want to, you know, because he didn't like the person and didn't want to be embarrassed about something that he did, it was Barack Obama. First of all, let's remember that Trump was constantly on that birther stuff, the birth certificate. He was going on for a couple of years about how Obama wasn't a real citizen. He was leading that charge, right? You know, questioning Obama in so many different ways in the media, and just he was in the forefront of that. Then at the correspondence dinner, Obama killed him, right? He had whoever wrote his jokes, but he had some really funny jokes, and he was giving it to Trump as if like, I see you later. So then the guy wins, demolishes your party, makes a mockery of the political system, shows how double talk it is, and Trump was just so different. And then now he beat your candidate, and you have to sit there and have him come to the White House where you were roasting him at this correspondence dinner after all that, and just kind of like suck that up. And he did it. He did it graciously. Even though he hated the dude, even though he had every reason to be like, I ain't going to this. No, but he carried himself with grace and style. He was presidential. The fact that Trump didn't show up to the inauguration, for all you people that are always sending me messages about Trump, oh man, you Trump supporters, all you people, all you trolls that hit me up about whatever, what happened? Where's your boy? Disgraceful. As his last act as president, just a disgraceful, disgusting act. Just it showed what kind of person he really is. So good riddance. Anyways, that's all we're going to talk about with that, guys. No more politics. I want to talk about some shows and stuff that I've been watching recently. Let's get into that. There's actually some good stuff. And then I also want to talk about the NBA. Yeah, let's just have some fun topics today. So let's talk about the NBA first, actually. First of all, let's say this, because today's Sunday. I actually record the night before. So congratulations to Tom Brady for making it to the championship again. Listen, I'm a Tom Brady hater. I'm a doubter. I always say, yeah, he's just a game manager. And, is he the greatest of all time? He proved today he's the greatest of all time. That whatever you say about him, if he don't show it with skill, what he shows with just his willingness to win and make people around him better and not making mistakes, he don't got to be the most skilled player of all time. Because his mind makes up for all that. The dude's going to the championship again. He did it without Belichick. Yes, that team is stacked. Yes, but that same stacked team, they were just as stacked last year and had a guy throw for 5,000 yards. Jameis Winston threw for 5,000 yards last year. And he just had 30 interceptions. I mean, if he had done better, maybe they would have done better. But now you had a guy that could do it. At 43 years old, he taking down Aaron Rodgers. So all that Aaron Rodgers talk, which I'm a big fan of Aaron Rodgers. I think the dude is just phenomenal. His skill level is great. But he don't know how to get past. He can't get his team to galvanize and be champions. Tom Brady know how to do that. And he did it, right? If he beats Patrick Mahomes, it's done. He should ride off into the sunset. He should just be like, I'm 43. I proved to all y'all I didn't need Belichick. I'm the reason why we won. Bye. And just leave with your championship. Now, on the other side, if Patrick Mahomes wins, this would be first year MVP. They should have went to the Super Bowl that year, but there was that pre-snap penalty against the Patriots, which was nonsense. They should have went that, and they probably would have beat the Rams too. But anyways, he wins the MVP. He goes to the Super Bowl MVP, and then now this year, for his first 3 years in a row of starting, that dude he's already letting Tom Brady know, make sure you beat me, because if you don't, people are already going to say I'm better than you and I'm the greatest of all time. Even with just 2 Super Bowls, just the accomplishments that he's done already. So kudos to both of those gentlemen. Sorry, Bills Mafia, you didn't make it, but good run. They're looking good for the future, and like I say, and Aaron Rodgers, maybe they'll come back next year and they'll do it again. He was close last year. That's 2 NFC championships in a row, I believe. I think he was in there last year too. So, all right, NBA. My Clippers are doing good, but I ain't gonna talk about the Clippers. I want to talk about the Nets. So the Nets got Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant now. And of course, everybody's like, oh man, they're going to win a championship. You have a lot of people that think like, this is a dream team. It's a big 3. They should be able to do it. But I want to pump the brakes on it and remind people of some things that have happened in these particular gentlemen's past. I even took a screenshot off of this stats website, one of these good NBA stat websites. Okay. And I just want to point out, let me see, whose is this? Yeah, this is James Harden. So, first of all, let's just start with James Harden. Okay. He's a phenomenal talent. Outstanding scorer. He's proven that. But what he's also proven is he can't do it when it matters. I take no pleasure in saying that. I love basketball. I love watching his game. But when the lights are bright, James Harden does not produce. Now, I want to remind you, let's go back to the Oklahoma City days. So Oklahoma City is playing Miami in the championship. They got Westbrook, Kevin Durant, and James Harden is coming off the bench. He's balling all year. I just want to point out, in that championship game, they won game 1, and they lost 4 games in a row. In the 4 games in a row that they lost, first of all, game 1, James Harden was 2 for 6. Okay? No impact, but they won. Now, the second game, he had a good game. He was 7 for 11, but they lost. And then he went 2 for 10, 2 for 10, 5 for 11. Okay, but the game that they needed to win, all right, game 3 and 4, those are the games. Game 4 being the pivotal game, because then they would be down 3-1. He went 2 for 10. To me, I look at these numbers and I go, if James Harden plays better in that playoff series, in that finals, Oklahoma City might have beat Miami. Okay? So let me remind you of that. Then let's move forward. He couldn't play with Dwight Howard. Got the dude shipped out of town. He gets Chris Paul. They don't win with Chris Paul. Chris Paul shipped out of town. They get Russell Westbrook. No, what did they get? Right, and PG, right? They had they had Paul George. He gets shipped out of town. Anthony, what's his name? Anthony's there. He can't. He doesn't work with James Harden. No one works with James Harden. All right. Why is it going to work now? That's all I'm saying. So I would pump the brakes. I'm not crowning them champions yet, or even getting out of the East. Just that's my one point. All right, let's go to Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant, another phenomenal talent, even better than James Harden. All right, even better than James Harden. But I also want to point out he didn't shine in that championship round against LeBron James in his first time around in Oklahoma City. It didn't work. It wasn't working with him and Westbrook, whatever, for whatever reason. Now, they play against they play against Golden State in the championship, in the Western Conference Final. They're up 3-1, okay? They won 3 of the first 4 games. They're up 3-1, all right? Now, I just want to point something out to you. In Game 5, Game 6, and Game 7. But 5 and 6 are the pivotal games in that series that they could have won and went to the championship, okay? Kevin Durant was 12 for 31 in Game 5. Wait, hold on. 8 for 24 in Game 4 that they won. He was 8 for 24. Then he went 12 for 31 in Game 5. And then 10 for 31 in Game 6. Terrible. When it mattered. Then they go on, they lose, and then he leaves and goes to Golden State. Where a talent like that on a 73-win basketball team, it's going to shine. The pressure's not on him to be the best player. They already got an MVP on the team. They already got chemistry. So it worked. Now, I'll say this. Maybe because of that experience, he got past those big game jitters when the lights are bright. Maybe he got past that because of that experience. Beating LeBron, playing well. Maybe he got past that. But again, he wasn't necessarily the sole best player on the team. He was surrounded by a team that had already won the championship and won 73 games. But I feel like he's probably past that. Now here he is. Now he has the Achilles injury. Now most people don't come back from an Achilles injury the same. But also, most people don't come back after they have 18 months off also. So maybe in the league in the past, somebody would have been able to come back if they just sat out for 2 years. You know what I mean? Like if they just completely sat out for 2 years instead of trying to come back for the season, maybe that's why nobody's come back, because he looks like he's 100%. Because he was never really a super athletic guy. He's just 7 foot. He could dunk and all that stuff, but his game is finesse and shooting and skills. So you have Kevin Durant. So I'm not sure about Kevin. I'm not calling Kevin Durant a choke artist. I'm just saying I've never seen him be the best player on the team, where he clearly he's the man. We're going to win because of him. I want to see him do that now with the Nets. Let's see, when the lights shine bright in those championship games, is he going to be the one? I think that he can do that now because of his experience with Golden State. Okay. But I'm saying we haven't seen it, because the last time that was the situation, he wasn't doing well with his co-star and he sucked when it mattered. Right. And then he went to Golden State. But like I say, I still think he of the three has the ability. Now you have Kyrie Irving. When he was with Cleveland, pre-LeBron, they were terrible. Terrible. They get LeBron, they go to 4 straight finals. He doesn't want to be with LeBron anymore. He goes to Boston. He destroys the chemistry on that team. You can look at the numbers. They were better without him. Okay. And he's a phenomenal talent. Okay. Then he goes to the Nets last year. They were terrible. Once again, chemistry issues. So I'm just asking all you people out there that think the Nets are going to do it. How? Why? Tell me what they've done. Tell me what they've done that makes you feel like, oh, this is supposed to work. Because I think that chemistry, psyche, defense, and all those kinds of things that come together play a factor in the success of a team. And a proven leader, like LeBron James has proven now, he is just you already got an argument for him being the greatest of all time, all right? He's won championships in 3 different cities. And he galvanized all those places and they won. He got the best out of every single person on the squad to win, including the coach, by the way. So we'll see. Nets, Lakers championship would be phenomenal, but I don't know. Okay, I don't know. So anyway, that's my Nets talk. All right, so I watched a couple of movies, and I want to talk about them. All right. Now, first, let's talk about this TV show, WandaVision. So I saw the first 2 episodes of WandaVision if you have Disney Plus. Now, I've talked about the streaming services before, and I'm just telling you that Disney Plus it's worth having Disney Plus if you have Hulu. If you have Hulu, you have no business not having Disney Plus, okay? Because it's just like $1 more. And you get ESPN, Hulu, and Disney Plus. So if you're a Hulu person, you have no business not having Disney Plus. So go ahead and get that bundle and get it. So anyways, what do you call it? WandaVision is on the Marvel section of Disney Plus. And it's called WandaVision, and it's some weird shit, man. I got to tell you. Weird. I'm not sure what's happening. And just if you were just watching it without knowing anything about the Marvel Universe, I don't know if you'd like it. I don't know. You might be like, oh, what is this? It's like, so it's like, it seems like it's some weird 50s sitcom. They got the laugh track. They're making these weird jokes, but weird things are happening. Okay. It's in black and white and there's still splashes of color. And I think that is used as some sort of like way of showing that something weird is happening in this world. It's not what you seem. So I guess if you're looking at it, I guess I have to wait till I've watched the whole season. Then I can look back and be like, oh, that was great how they started it. But so far, it just seems weird. So Wanda and Vision from the Avengers, they're like a 50s couple, and it's like this funny sort of I Love Lucy sitcom going on, and they're making like, they're making little references to all the old school sitcoms. So that's kind of cool, but I don't know what's happening. But weird, like I say, weird little things are happening during it, and it makes you go, ooh, I wonder, like, is this all in her head? Is she in a coma? Is she hooked up to some machine? Or has Wanda been captured and they're trying to like break her by putting her in this weird state? We don't know what's happening. So that keeps you watching if you are a huge MCU, Marvel Cinematic Universe fan. So because at last we saw Vision, he's supposed to be dead, right? Thanos killed him. Because they couldn't bring him back because like with the snap, like I just don't know. Like, did Captain America go back? Like, at the end of Endgame, I would have really liked to see, like, I think a whole great movie, like a side movie, even if they don't use the dude that plays Captain America, let's say they just got a different actor to play this so we could see this. I would love to see Captain America returning the stones, the Infinity Stones. I would love to see him returning them to the timelines, because he had to take Thor's hammer back, and he had to go put he had to go put the the whatever that one stone is back into the girlfriend of Thor, right? Then he had to take Thor's hammer back. Then when he went back to the time lady, the master, the whatever warlord master lady, the bald one. I forgot. I'm terrible at this kind of stuff, but she'd be the coolest one because she would already know. Oh, okay, you're here bringing this back. Cool, thank you, because I gave it to the Hulk, and then now you gave it back. All that stuff. Like what happened with Loki. Like at that moment there, he has to bring it back there. He has to, you know what I mean? Like there's so many. How did he do it? Like that's like a whole great story there. Because remember in the elevator scene with the staff, so he would have to bring it back. So that means he would have to is he gonna meet up with his other self that came back? Because then there'd be 3 Captain Americas in that universe at one time. So there's a Captain America, that right? There'd be 3. They're fighting, and then he would have to come back again, watch himself fighting, and be like, "Yo, here's this." Like, what would he do? Like, I want to see how all that played out. It's a mind bender, So that would be a fun thing. But what I'm saying is, like when the Hulk snapped, he didn't bring Vision back because Vision needs the stone, right? So at what point does he go back and fix that? Like, why couldn't he just gone back? I don't even know. God, I'm so confused now. Like, why is Vision alive, basically? Because he's still, even in the show, he has the stone in his forehead. So we know that he couldn't possibly have that stone. So, again, the show's weird. So you kind of want to know, where's it going? Like I said, the ode to the old sitcoms is kind of cool and all, but at the same time, I'm like, because it always ends with it seems like there's some sort of control room that's controlling, there's some kind of mission control. That's how they always end the episode, hinting at there's something else going on. So I've only watched the first 2 episodes. I know another one came out and I haven't watched it yet, but I did want to talk about it a little bit. It's kind of interesting. Like I say, if you're a huge fan of the Avengers and the Marvel Universe and you want to check out, this to keep it going and you got nothing else to do, I would recommend watching it, but just know that you're watching it for the long haul. Like you can't just watch the first 2 and be like, because even if it's a little boring, even if it's a little I don't know what the hell's going on, I do feel like there is some end game, no pun intended, to what we're going to find out about, Wanda and Vision, what happened to them. All right, make sure I'm not looking too fat. Okay, so that was WandaVision. My little crazy little review on WandaVision. People keep asking me hey, how'd you lose your weight? I lost weight. I just eat better now. That's all. I'm just eating better. I'm taking my vitamins and doing things like turmeric, and I'm taking fish oil, and I'm just doing all that old man stuff to take care of myself. I'm turmeric for the inflammation and vitamin C. I'm taking B12. I'm taking vitamin D. A lot of people are vitamin D deficient and they don't realize it. It's a surprising amount of people don't get enough sun. And sun isn't actually even enough, So if you think about it now, you've been indoors a lot too. Some of us during this pandemic. So, and then it does affect you that you haven't got enough. So you make sure you check on your vitamin D, man. Make sure you're getting enough vitamin D. So that's what I've been doing, and I try to take walks. Went on a walk today with Rachel, but I want to start actually working out so I could build some muscle and all that stuff too. So look out for that for me. All right, let's talk about this other show. I want to talk about a couple of movies that I watched. So I gotta pull out the iPad. So this one movie I saw, and this was one of those movies that was supposed to come out in the theaters, right? And then and then the world went crazy, right? And then the movie industry stopped. And then now they're starting to do it where they figured it out, where they're going to put movies in, they're going to go to HBO Max, they're going to go to Netflix, whatever, at the same time as the other states that are opened up can go into theaters. But for all of us, for the rest of us, this is, we have to watch it like this. So this first movie is The Invisible Man. I just saw it. I think it's on HBO Max. Yes, HBO Max. The Invisible Man. Man, I gotta tell you, this was actually pretty good movie. So the movie stars Elizabeth Moss, And this lady, she is just the master at playing a victim. Okay. She's just great. She's from Handmaid's Tale. She's the star of Handmaid's Tale. You know, she ain't like a bombshell, like, she ain't Megan Fox. She's, you know what I mean? It's just, she has an aura about her that is beyond like just looks and appearance. She ain't got like one of these like model bodies, nothing like that. You know what I mean? She takes just a regular average person and turns it with her persona into just these really magical performances. And she gives one in this one too, man. So yeah, Elizabeth Moss, she's the star. So the movie opens up, right? Spoiler alert. I'm not trying not to give away too much, but you already kind of, from the trailer, you can kind of like figure out some of the things, but just watching how it goes through, because the movie opens up great. The movie opens up and you get the sense that this woman is in a terrible marriage and she has to get out. So the movie opens with her with this plan to escape her husband, and the way she plays it, you are scared for her and you must think this guy must be just the worst. Like kind of like that Jennifer Lopez movie where it's kind of a mixture of that. Remember which Get Out? I think that was the name of it, where Jennifer Lopez has to escape her husband and she learns how to fight and all this, whatever. This is similar type of thing. She's grabbing her passport and she got money and she like calls her friend and it turns out to be her sister and she like has to escape, but the guy's like a brilliant scientist, and he has found a way to make himself invisible. And the way they do that too, totally believable. I love like movie science. When movie science, when they do something, you go, oh, I believe that. Just how they set it up, even though it's not true. It's like Iron Man. Like the first Iron Man, I loved how they set that up because the way they did it and the way that he played the role, you believed that he made this suit and it could fly and all this stuff. Just the way they did it. It's a trick of the mind. So the science in this was great. But like I say, she was so good in it. And I do recommend watching it. It's kind of one of those movies where I don't even know if I would have seen it in the theaters, because it's just like, oh, here we go, the Invisible Man. But like when you can watch a movie at home and really just kind of like sit on your couch, and I turned the lights off and I was like, ooh, it was like creepy and, and you felt for her. She was in such a crazy situation because her husband was kind of like, he was messing with her because, he faked his death. I mean, listen, this isn't giving away. This is everything in the trailer. Okay. So, but like I say, it was one of those movies that I was like, oh, wow. This movie got messed up because of COVID, because of the pandemic. This like movie just kind of fell under the radar, but people actually probably would have really enjoyed it. And she gave a really outstanding performance. So, I say kudos to her for what she did. So like I say, I highly recommend The Invisible Man. Now, the other movie I just saw last night, took me 2 days to watch it because I had to stop because it's so just. And this movie came out in 2013, but it just came to streaming. It's one of those movies that you never would have saw in the theaters. It didn't make any money. It was one of these totally artsy fartsy movie. But it stars Scarlett Johansson from Marvel Universe. She plays Black Widow, right? And it's called Under the Skin. And guys, I got to tell you, this movie, it was bananas. Like just everything that happened in this movie, it's an art piece. It's one of those kind of movies that there's symbolism and the things you see on the screen, it may not mean what it means. They might be like, it's just an artsy fartsy, like the type of movie that like artsy fartsy people would sit around and talk about for hours, talking about the symbolism and the analogies to this and that. And this is like it was crazy. So let me just tell you about the movie. So Under the Skin, it's about aliens, okay? Scarlett Johansson's character is an alien. So it's about these aliens who are obviously, they're doing something, they're examining humans, or they're just trying to figure out what's going on with human beings, and they do it in a very serial killer stalky way. So she's driving around in a van in let me find it. Like it's in Europe too, in Glasgow. You know, so she's driving. Like the movie opens up where a movie opens up with a dude gets off a motorcycle, and it's like, and the imagery in it's like a 3-minute intro of just a light getting bigger on the. It's like that kind of shit. You know what I mean? It's very like remember the movie they made in The Ring. So remember the video, like the artsy fartsy video that was the scary video, but how artsy fartsy it was. This movie was like that. You know, so the movie opens up where like this motorcyclist, who's obviously an alien too, who's with her, or she hypnotized him. I don't even know. Okay. So he like gets off his bike, goes like off screen sort of into a dark area. And then he comes back with a woman, carrying a woman over his shoulder, puts her in a van. Right. Then the next scene, Scarlett Johansson, who is butt ass naked. Okay. By the way, if you want to see Scarlett Johansson naked, this is a movie to see, but it ain't going to be what you think. That's the thing about it. Like, of all the times for her to do nudity in a movie, she's had plenty of chances to do nudity, and maybe in a mainstream movie, and maybe for the way she did it in this, there ain't nothing sexy about it. It's really creepy, you know, and it's really, like I said, this is a classic example of like when you hear an actress or someone talk about, well, I'll do nudity if it supports the scene or if it moves the story. Like, you know, that sort of bullshit excuse for doing nudity or not doing nudity. This movie is literally it. This is literally one of those movies where you go, oh, you did this nudity because it actually works perfect for this. Now, listen, she's already been in the Avengers in this, right? Like, it's so... The choices, and I know it was a choice. This is why I'm saying what I'm about to say. It ain't even like she was in great shape. You know, she really was like a regular chick. You know what I mean? Like she didn't have 6-pack abs. She didn't, you know, she was thick. You know what I mean? I was like, okay. You know, she was that white girl thick that a lot of black dudes gonna watch this movie and be like, what's up, girl? Okay, Scarlett. Okay. So she was like, it was. And to me, I felt like it was a choice. I felt like maybe they had a discussion like, well, do you want to get in shape for the movie? And then she said, nah, I don't think I should be in shape. I think I should be an average woman because that's what this alien is. This alien, you know, but she was still beautiful, by the way. You know, I'm just saying you would think the vanity of Hollywood, if you're going to be in a movie like that, or if you're going to be nude at all in a movie, you want to look your best. You kind of feel like that's how people take it, you know, because it lasts forever. It's going to be on the internet. It's going to be everywhere. So she was butt ass naked in this movie, and it was just really well done. You know what I mean? Totally moved the story. But anyways, so they get this woman, and then Scarlett Johansson, this woman is comatose, and she undresses her, takes off the woman's clothes, and then puts that woman's clothes on. And this woman is just butt ass naked on the ground, and you see a tear come out her eye, right? And you're like, what the fuck's going on? And then the rest of the movie is Scarlett Johansson driving around in a van trying to pick up men, okay? And then when she picks up them, and she's like, it's so understated, her performance. Like, there isn't a lot of dialogue in the movie. The music is like that kind of like captivating strings, and it's creepy, and the music moves the story, and the imagery of like, you know, she's looking for men because they do this montage of all the men that she sees as she's driving. And it's just like regular dudes walking around Glasgow, you know? And she picks them up, sort of seduces them, and takes them back to like some place. You kind of think it's a spaceship or something. And then, you know, she's undressing, and then they're following her on this like black surface, and they're walking, and then the guy ends up butt ass naked. Now, if you don't want to see a lot of dick in a movie, because then you don't want to watch this movie either, because there's a lot of dick in this movie, like a lot of dick. Okay. Like an uncomfortable amount of dick is in this movie, and erect too. You know, it's just crazy. Like, again, moves the story. Okay. So, like, and then something happens to the guys, and I won't tell you what. But her as an alien, she's like discovering what it is to be human, and she has all these weird experiences. And then there's this really crazy ending, where you like, you're gonna see what she actually looks like under the skin, which is the name of the movie. I'm just saying it was the first time in a long time I've watched a movie and like kind of had to go, huh? And not in a bad way of like, what the hell was that about? Because it was bad. It just made me feel like, damn, I might have to watch this again. Did I miss something? Is this a symbolism for sexual experiences that we have? Who does she represent? Who am I in this movie? Which, it's just so many. It's just a mind-boggling experience. Look, you got nothing else to do, so I highly suggest. That's my recommendation. My recommendation is to watch The Invisible Man on HBO. And I think you should watch Under the Skin, a 2013 artsy movie with Scarlett Johansson. And I think that Under the Skin, I think they're both on HBO right now, actually. Yes, I believe so. I think they're both on HBO. So make sure you check that out. Shit, I don't know how much time I've been yip-yapping with you guys so far. But make sure also you watch me on Erik Griffin Gaming. I game every day on Twitch. So make sure you guys check that out. I think I got some more time to keep talking about stuff because I just realized that I did see another movie that I want to talk about. Did you guys see I don't know if you saw this movie that came out this year, Christopher Nolan movie Tenet, Tenet, T-E-N-E-T, with what's his name, John David Washington, which is Denzel Washington's son, and he's great. He was in the HBO with The Rock. Why am I forgetting? Ballers. He was like a receiver in Ballers. But Tenet, this shit is another one that I don't know what the hell happened in this movie, man. It's like a time travel movie, but not a time travel movie. Like, it's like things were happening in reverse. It's just this Christopher Nolan sort of Inception. Like, this would be happening within its inception, I felt like. He's always trying to make movies like that. I don't know if this movie was good or bad. I mean, honestly, I just don't know. Like, on Wikipedia, you look up the plot and it says, all right, so the CIA protagonist participates in an extraction operation, right? So there's this big operation that starts, and they're extracting someone. It's like they're a part of some secret organization. And then like a bullet, instead of the bullet shooting out of the gun, the bullet came, like the bullet shot was already there, and then the bullet came into the gun. And so then it's like the movie's about how the future, they're sending technology to the past, and it's sort of time travel. And I don't know. My brain hurts even just thinking about it. But Robert Patterson, the new Batman, he's in it, from Twilight. He's actually great in this, and he's playing a British character for I haven't seen him do that in a while. I mean, because I don't watch all those movies, so I'm sure he has, but this is the first time I've seen it, and he's very grown up, and he's actually a really great actor. It's like if you think of him from Twilight and Harry Potter, you might think like, oh, it's just some like good-looking guy that they got, but this guy's actually a phenomenal actor. He was great in this, but I just didn't understand what the hell was going on in this movie. I need somebody to explain it to me. But again, I put up a tweet about it, and then I got all these messages. People like, yeah, I had to watch it 5 times, or the second time I understood. So I soft recommend Tenet, whatever, Tenet. I don't know even how to say the damn name. He's pretty good, he's little though. As I noticed, like he's like the chick starred in the movie. Like, it was weird. I don't know if they were going to be able to have a romance, but it did look weird. Is that biased or is that like sexist? It's like, what is that when the male lead is so short and then the female lead is like so much taller than him? It just looks weird. But should that be weird? I don't even know. Am I doing something wrong right now? Am I gonna get? Is that a cancelable offense? I don't know, but it did look weird. It's just one of those things that you just go, oh man, that dude's short. I mean, Tom Cruise is short, but you never really notice it because they always make sure he looks tall or he looks like you don't notice his shortness. But for some reason in this movie, you notice how short Washington is. It's really short. So a movie I'm looking forward to seeing is that The Little Things with Denzel Washington and Jared Leto and the dude that won the Oscar for playing not The Journey, but whatever that guy's name is. He was in Mr. Robot. I forgot his name. I'm looking forward to seeing that, but I'm going to put this out there right now. I'm noticing from the trailer that, Denzel Washington's a cop. Jared Leto is supposed to be like the bad guy. That's how they're doing it in the trailer. But the things that they're saying, I'm putting it out there now, making a prediction. I haven't seen the movie yet. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know, because I just from the trailers, it looks interesting. And Denzel Washington is always great. So I want to watch Denzel Washington movies. But I feel like Denzel Washington's actually the killer. I think Denzel Washington was the serial killer, and we're going to find that out in the end. And I think that they've revealed too much in the trailer, and then people that watch a lot of movies and just have plots in their head are going to figure it out. But I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, right? That's just the way we look at that. But anyways, guys, yeah, I think that's going to be it. I had a long episode last week with Mr. Santino, so you guys make sure you check that episode out if you haven't seen it already. I have some more stuff coming. Rachel is going to be on in this month, so look out for Rachel. And she wants to start her own thing, She was like sitting on my couch. She hates my couch. And then she was talking about it, and then her friend came over, and then they were talking, and they wanted, we should start a podcast. And I was like, well, why don't you just start a podcast called I Hate My Boyfriend's Couch? And then they loved it. And so, I might do, a little 20-minute segment for Rachel about her. So it's like Rachel, I don't know if it's Rachel's Corner, I Hate My Boyfriend's Couch. It'll be something like that. And then maybe I'll launch her for doing her own thing. If who knows if anybody will watch it. You motherfuckers barely watching my podcast. So, but anyways, we're just doing out here trying to make content because this is all we could do right now. The world's going crazy. I'm not going to talk about politics, but we will say, I hope that the vaccine, I hope that shit works and we pump it out even more because I just want to get back to normal, guys. I did a show the other day. Yesterday I did a show. I don't even think we were even supposed to do a show, but it was outdoors and it was only 30 people and they were all spread out. And I thought to myself, why aren't we doing this? What's happening that we can't do this? I don't know why we're not eating at outdoors at restaurants here in California. I don't understand it. I've been to these restaurants. When you walk in outdoors, you're not near anyone. Is it spreading here more so than anywhere else? And and by the way too, I was talking with this other comic at this show, and some people are getting on comics, these progressive liberal type people who are just they think you should do your part. You need to stay at home and socially distance and just being Nazis about it. So, by the way, that reminds me of something else I'm gonna talk about too. It's they're getting on us, you're doing. It's hey man, we gotta live. People gotta live. There are people who this was their whole life was doing comedy and making money doing comedy. And then it got taken away. And what are we supposed to do? So any chance we have to do our art form and for some people to make a little money, it's why not? Are you crazy? So what's funny about it is people say, people that get on comics for doing these type of shows, but then you think it's still okay for me to, should I work at Starbucks? Because check this out. I'm one comic, not near anyone. They're all spread apart. I'm doing this show in front of these 30 people, and then I go home. We don't interact or nothing. But I can work at Starbucks. I could be behind the counter at Starbucks all day, and I bet you I see 300 people are right in front of me, and I'm all damn day. But that's okay, because you need your coffee. Oh, you need your coffee, so. Or you need your shit delivered, or you need Target open, you need Vons open, you need all these things open. That's that's different. But I can't have a clearly safe, all safety precautions and measures are being used. I can't be at a show. I'm doing wrong for that. Nah, man. You got to rethink your priorities. Like, this thing is, we are not handling any of this right at all, in my opinion. But anyways, no politics. So we're going to end it. Oh, wait. I did say one last thing. Because I need to know, and I need you guys to send me this. I need comments about this. Messages and comments, okay? So Rachel bought me a face shield. So I got this big ass. I wish I had it with me right now so you can really see. But it's a big face shield, you know? It covers like from here down to like past my chin. Big face, and it goes like this. So I'm going to get some coffee. This motherfucker's behind a plexiglass, you know, a blue bottle. They behind a plexiglass. I walk up. I got my face shield on. The guy with an attitude, like, would you like a mask? You know, and he hands me a mask in like a paper bag. And I'm like, you don't see this, motherfucker? What's this, bitch? You don't see all this shit on my face? Oh, well, I'm pretty sure you need both. Where's that? Huh? Where is it? Is that true? Because if it is, okay. But like, to me, it seems like, what? I mean, isn't it? I'm stopping whatever's coming off of me. Maybe it's going down, but it's not flying down. If that's the case, it would happen anyway. It just pissed me off. I can't stand mask police, man. The mask police. There is a way you ask somebody to wear a mask. There's a way, okay? Like, don't be a part of the problem. You people need to get off your damn high horse. The way you like talk to people about it, you know. Like, you need to wear a mask. It's like you're gonna get popped in the mouth. You're gonna do that shit to the wrong person, okay? Like, let's tone it down and remember that we are still human beings that deserve respect, regardless of political beliefs and all that, all right? So just tone it down a little bit, like how you talking to somebody about the mask situation, okay? And on the same turn, everybody else, let's do our best to make everyone feel comfortable and safe. And if that means wearing a mask, even when you're uncomfortable by it, we should just do it. I hate wearing masks. That's why I don't go out. I barely go out. When we go someplace, I'm always like, I'll stand outside. I'm like, okay. You know, I just let me stand outside because I want to be outside with my mask off, taking in that fresh air. I don't want to be around people because people are weird about it. And I don't want to be that person that's like, I'm not going to wear a mask. No, I get why I should wear a mask. I hate it. It just makes me uncomfortable. So I stay home. For the most part, I'm home most of the time. So I can't wait to get my vaccine because I want to have like a wristband on or something like that. Vaccine, ho. Let's get back to normal. God, I want to get back to normal so bad. You know what I mean, guys? I think you do know what I mean. All right, well, that's all we're going to talk about this week. Make sure you catch me on Erik Griffin Gaming. I put the videos up on YouTube, and I'm on Twitch every single day. I really appreciate you guys watching, listening, subscribing. Keep it up, please. Share for me. And, suggestions for guests and, because people are coming back, I don't mind having people sit in my chair over here and we'll see what happens in the future. I wish you all the best and I wish you all love and happiness and, stay up and I'll see you next week.